Yeah.
So either way.
All right, welcome back to Fox 43 AM Live, where I'm joined by Aimee with Vallejo here. And also we have Mr. Mike Matson, who is an author himself. Very cool stuff. It is Courtesy Boy, A True Addiction Story. So would you mind just talking briefly about your book really quickly and what it is about?
Sure. It's called Creative Nonfiction, right? And it's a story about my young adult life and my recovery from addiction.
Okay.
When I set out to write the book, the notion was, I read a lot of addiction memoirs, and what I noticed in reading these books was that there wasn't a lot of discussion about the behaviors and traits that folks involved with alcoholism and addiction suffer through, and so that's what I hope to lift up through that book. And then I had the opportunity also to try to knock down some stigma. There is still a lot of stigma associated with addiction.
Tons of stigma.
And people are reluctant to talk about it, and so my hope and goal was to write the book, and then nature took its course. Aimee with Vallejo invited me to speak to their event, and so we're hoping to raise awareness, right, and give people a sense that there's help out there.
Well, you kind of just led me right in there with a great segue into the event. So he is the keynote speaker at this event, the Breakfast for Hope event. So tell me a little bit about what's going on here.
Well, this is a new fundraiser for us. So thank you for letting us come on your show and kick it off.
Of course, yes.
Yes, and it's going to be held on Friday, May 5th at the Beacon. It's 8 to 9 a.m. Tickets are $50 and they're on sale on our website. And Mike, you know, so graciously agreed to be our keynote speaker, and we think it's a really important message because in essence Mike was a functioning alcoholic, and you know, he had this amazing job, he was moving upward in his career. You can talk a little bit about that if you want, and you know, and then his personal life was really taking a hit, and he was really suffering behind closed doors with his addiction. And so we think that's an important message for the community.
So important. I mean, every person, you know, we don't realize how many people are affected by addiction. I mean, everyone in their family has at least, I would say, one person that they know directly that's been affected by it. And I would want to hear, you know, what you speak about a little bit more, if you mind.
No, not at all, Kate. And I think you're absolutely right. I have been in recovery since 1991.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. And so I'm involved with a lot of folks that are struggling, right? And that's part of how I help to give back. But you're absolutely right and spot on with respect to the ubiquitousness of this challenge. Every family suffers from it in one form or another, and very few people talk about it, right? And so my circumstance, in the late 80s and early 90s, I was living and working here in Topeka. I was actually working at a competitor television station, and that led to a job with Governor Bill Graves as his press secretary. And so I was succeeding professionally on one track, and I was getting more responsibility, better jobs, more money, which is everything that those in my generation were taught to do, right? That's what society...
Taught was what mattered, what made you a better person.
Right? That was sort of the expectation that was unspoken, but the personal life was going in the tank because of the addiction, right? And so it was a marriage that broke up. It was a difficulty in maintaining friendships. All of the things that are associated with addiction were happening to me, and so that's what I hope to lift up in the book. And I'm just delighted that Vallejo sees enough in there that perhaps we can share that story with some others through their events.
You know, I'm happy that you're not happy is the right word, but I'm you know, essentially glad that you're recognizing that alcohol is a drug. It is also something you can become addicted to. I think we tend to forget that alcohol is also a drug. You know, and it's not. It kind of gets normalized, if that's the word. And so can people come out to the event? They're buying the tickets, or is it a breakfast and then we get to hear Mr. Matson speak
yes,
about
that's
stuff?
exactly right.
Okay, wonderful.
So all of the money that we raise will go to the Vallejo Foundation, and the Vallejo Foundation does amazing work in terms of supporting Vallejo's programs and services and our consumers. So this money will be very valued and put to good use, and so we really hope the community supports the event.
100%. And I just, you know, personally, with your journey here, how did you get out of that? How did you come back?
My story is really not unique with respect to those who have recovered or continue to try to recover from addiction. At some point, the losses just mount up to the point where you realize your life is unsustainable the way it was going, and so you are forced into action. I was I, at the time, was fortunate to be able to enter a system remarkably similar to Vallejo, right? That is a mental and behavioral health system that helped open my eyes to exactly what it is that I was up against, and offered me some tools to help do that. There's clearly a spiritual component to this as well, and that's a huge part of individuals' recovery. But with respect to your earlier point, you're right. And it goes to the stigma with respect to alcohol being recognized as an addictive chemical, because at the end of the day, if you trace these things upstream, there is all some chemical element to which folks become addicted. The difference between alcohol and Schedule I drugs is alcohol's legal.
Alcohol's legal, everyone does it.
It is societally expected, right? It is a social lubricant. And so most people on the planet can handle that without a problem. And there's a subset of us humans who do that to excess, and it creates problems.
Totally. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on to speak about this. It's an extremely important topic that doesn't get spoken about enough. So I, always appreciate you coming on with Vallejo. But it was really wonderful to hear from you today, Mr. Matson, as well. We'll have more